lock cylinder and see into the apartment. But then somebody made a mistake and leaned up against the door, and the door completely flung open.
Mm.
So the bootleg Terry Lewis had flown the coop, never to be seen again, and We Rap More Mellow was now in record shops. And it's not under our name. We don't have no writers royal. We don't have no writers credits. We ain't fill out no BMI, no ASCAP, nothing. We didn't know anything about that at the time. So
Right.
whatever bread was incurred as a result of the release of that song to this day, he got it all. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he got it.
That's man. That's a hell of a lesson to learn right there.
Absolutely. And so then, um, so just to put things in perspective chronologically and historically. So when the bootleg Terry Lewis approached us, that was like 1979. Um,
Hmm.
and during that time, uh, that year, from what I understand, I think 85 rap records came out in 1979. And so, rap was trending during that time, and all of the record company executives would hang out on, at park jams or, the local clubs or wherever a rap jam was happening where whoever the rap artists were notable. They didn't just go to anybody's, rap jam.
Right.
Like, so they came to our joints. They went to the Cold Crush party. Well, the Cold Crush came along a little bit after. Like, so we started in. So okay, so the Funky Four, when I was a member of the Funky Four, um, were Rahiem, Shah Rock, the first female MC, my sister, uh,
Hmm.
KK Rockwell, and Keith. So we made up the Funky Four. And then we battled Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four May 11th, 1979 at the Webster Avenue PAL in the Bronx.
Right.
And Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four won the battle, but a couple of days after the battle, Melly Mel, and at the time his name was Mr. Ness, but he later changed it to Scorpio. They showed up at my mom's house and asked me if I would be interested in joining their group. And so by maybe August of 1979, I joined Grandmaster Flash's group, and they changed their name from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Wow. And y'all just took off in a real legendary way. And it's like I remember the first time I heard "It's Nasty,"
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "These cats is getting it." I was listening. It was in Cleveland radio station FM 108 WDMT, and it was the mix party with DJ Cochise.
Okay.
And when that played, it was just so different from anything he was rocking at the time.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
these cats is killing it.
And the crazy thing was, so prior to making any rap recordings, um, uh, that the time, okay, so Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Four, they were really popular, and DJ Breakout, DJ Baron, and the Funky Four, we were really popular. So it was like it was like kind of like the two uh, rap raps best during that time going against each other, and
Right.
so there was a whole section of the Bronx that was mad at me because I joined Flash's group because Flash's group pretty much represented downtown in the Bronx. They represented the South Bronx, and we represented the North Bronx. So everybody in the North Bronx was kind of pissed off at me for joining a crew from the South Bronx. But what they didn't understand was I was really as far as my neighborhood, the proximity of my neighborhood was closer to the South Bronx than it was to the North Bronx, and I had to use my older brother's address to go to school in the
Mm-hmm.
North Bronx, which was the reason why I was exposed to, the Funky Four in the first place. So I was a South Bronx dude running around up in the North Bronx, going to Eaton Wall Projects, Gun Hill Projects, the Valley, and like a lot of these places had beef with each other. But for some reason, after I became a known MC, after I
Mm-hmm.
became known, for being down with the Funky Four, I could go to all of those places and not have to worry. Matter of fact, tell you a very funny story. So prior to me, prior to me becoming an MC, um, during the '70s, New York City was like overrun with gangs, especially in the Bronx. And the
Right.
largest gang in all of New York City was the Black Spades. Right?
Mm.
So the Black Spades had divisions like how Army platoons, like how the Army has
Mm.
military has divisions, the Black Spades had divisions. So, um, and they had a younger faction called the Baby Spades, and the Baby Spades and some of the older Spades would come around my neighborhood. A lot of them, well, the older Spades, I don't know how they got around, how they would get from Bronx River or wherever they came from to my neighborhood, but they would come from wherever they came from to my neighborhood, and the Baby Spades would ride their bicycles from Bronx River to my neighborhood, and they come around there to rob everything and everybody, right?
Man.
So, so the only reason why they didn't rob me was because I was friends with a dude named Davy Waters, uh, and he had an older brother named Steve, who they call Wildman
Mm-hmm.
Steve, and they were both from Bronx River. And so whenever the OGs from the Gestapo crew, they later became the Gestapo crew, but while they were the Black Spades, when they was coming around my block to rob everything and everybody, um, one of the OGs out of them named Spider, he kind of took me under his wing and wouldn't let any of them rob me, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. So I was kind of privileged a little bit, not not a lot, just a little bit, not
A
to
little
not to
bit.
get robbed, right? That meant that I could go around Bronx River projects and not have to worry about nobody robbing me, not getting beat up because I was from Lambert, and they come around my projects and terrorize Lambert, right? Okay,
Right.
cool. So, but they would hurt me, sun me, punk me, right? They would do shit
Mm.
like the Baby Spades. They ride their bicycles from Bronx River over to Lambert, and and by the time they would reach Lambert houses, a lot of them would have flat tires. Like a couple of them, like maybe two or three of them would have flat tires. So
Yeah.
uh, they called me Todd. They called me Todd,
All right.
and so
Mm-hmm.
they
Let's see. Freezing up a little bit. All right. We should be good now.
Alright. So they called me Todd, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what most of the people around my neighborhood called me. And in school, if you were in any of my classes, you probably called me Guy, right? So
Okay.
so so they get these flat tires, two, three, four of them get flat tires, and they ride their bikes over to Lambert, and by the time they get to Lambert, their tires are flat. So we lived Lambert houses uh, was a duplex housing complex. So we had upstairs and downstairs, And so my bedroom had an emergency exit. So even though we lived on the fourth floor, if you took the elevator to the fifth floor and you walked to the end of the hallway and knocked on the last door on the right, that was my bedroom. So once they realized that they didn't have to deal with my parents or any, you know, prospective, you know, older brothers or anything like that, and they could come straight to my room, they came straight to my room door and would knock on the door. And when I opened the door, they was like, "Yo, Todd, yo, fix Lil D, Cecil, and Jerome's flats." And so initially, I'm like, "Yo, the fuck out of here! What you talking about? Fix someone's flats? Fuck, I look like flat fix, nigga. I ain't fixing no motherfucking flat, right?" So they like, nigga, we are a whole gang and we will beat that ass. You just one little ass nigga. I'm like, oh, yeah, true that. Cause all of my older brothers were in the penitentiary at the time, so I ain't have no backup. So I'm like, damn, all right, you know what? I'm gonna fix some flats.
Yeah. Fix the flat. The original fix the flat.
Right. So I was the flat fix dude for like, hey Cindy Watson, hey Vajula, how are you? So I was the flat fix dude for like two consecutive summers, right? Empty globe in the building. So I'm the flat fix dude for like two consecutive summers. 1976, 1977. These dudes every summer, when they get flat tires to come around my block to rob people, they bring them shits to my room. Yo, Todd, fix so and so flat, fix such as, and I can't say shit about it because I'm just one little dude, and my older brothers are all locked up, and so I ain't got no back.
Yeah.
So I got to play ball with them. So I'm like, all right. So the third summer, 1978, when the first rap groups started, I happened to be, you know, a member of one of the first rap groups that started. I was a member of the Funky Four, and so they so the gang, I'm gonna just refer to them as the gang. They coming
Yeah.
down the hall to have me fix they fucking flats again. And but this time they have a boombox with them, and they blasting a tape of the last jam that I did as a member of the Funky Four. And by the time they get to my door, the tape is playing me. So I'm blasting on their tape, but they don't know that it's me because they don't know that I call myself Rahiem. They call me Todd. All right. So
Okay.
I'm Todd to them. So I open the door and I got a silly ass grin on my face, and I'm saying the rhymes that I'm saying on the tape with myself, and they looking at me like I'm a complete alien and shit. They like, and then they stop the tape. They like, yo, the fuck you know about this this DJ Breakout, DJ Baron, the Funky Four? You don't know shit about this little nigga. I'm like, yo, what you talking about, yo? That's me. They was like,
That's
what?
me.
It was like, what? That's you. Yo, you lying. Yo, you lying. Yo, you better say some Rahiem rhymes right now. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. They ain't even know I called myself Rahiem. It was like, yo, your name is Todd, so who's that rhyming? I'm like, yo, that's Rahiem. That's me. They was like, yo, you know what? You lying. You better say some Rahiem rhymes right now. We gonna beat that ass. So now I got to say some Rahiem rhymes under pressure, and I'm new at this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm green to this. But I had like three black and white composition notebooks filled with nothing but new Rahiem rhymes, and I memorized them shits. So I'm like, yeah, all right. So I started spitting rhymes that
Let's see. We got a little setback. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's clearing up. Froze up for one. Yeah, I heard it's raining hard as hell over there.
yeah, it really is. It's coming down. Yeah. Hey, sis. Yeah.
so, so at what point did they really believe that it was you?
So after I started saying the rhymes that was actually on the cassette tape that they was blasting on their boombox, they was like, "Oh shit, yo, you Rahiem, yo." I said, "I told y'all, stupid motherfucker, Rahiem." It was like, y'all doing a party at the T Connection in like 2 weeks. What's up? We your security?" I'm like, "That sound about right."